come, gather round, everyone. They're about to talk Disney. I am still so confused as to whether I'm going to eat at Connections or Creations. So the only way I can keep them straight is I have to think, okay, well, my mouth connects to my stomach, so I guess that's Connections.
So I call Catherine to see how dinner at the restaurant is going, and she says, I can't talk to you right now. I'm talking to Mickey. So I'm like, okay, here's the big cheese. I get it. And then she says, hold on, he wants to talk to you. So she FaceTimes me, and I'm FaceTiming with Mickey as I'm getting ready for the podcast.
I don't understand why people spend hard-earned money on a Mickey ice cream sandwich in the parks. I mean, we literally all have ice cream sandwiches in our freezers at home. We don't have Mickey bars. From the mind and creator of the Disney YouTube channel Living in Diz comes a whole new Disney podcast. Okay, can we talk some serious Disney here now? Nope. Get ready for all the Disney knowledge that you can handle. It's Corey. It's Lawrence. It's the DIZPod.
You are now listening to a member of the Disney Podcast family. Head over to Disney Podcast Family on Instagram to see all the latest posts for this show and links to other great Disney podcasts.
I love it. Here we are. Just hours ago, Lawrence, you and I were walking the streets of Main Street at the Magical Kingdom at Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. And we're going to talk about that and more, which is your entire trip wrap up. And we do this live because we do it for all of you. So hello and welcome to our live audience. And hello and welcome to any of you who are listening in the car while you do your house chores, while you do any of that. Thank you for listening and thank you for watching if that also is a thing, because we are here on YouTube, and later on we put ourselves out there on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple, and if there's anything else, Amazon. I think we do Amazon too. So we do a lot of that good stuff anywhere you can find us, but mostly or especially we would love to have you all join us here for all those other listeners. But if it comes between Spotify or Apple or any of those or nothing, we will gladly take you. So yes, let's see right away. How was your flight? How was your morning, Lawrence left. So we left each other. I dropped you off at All Star Music. Was it music? All Star Music. And what time was that? About 1:30. Probably about 1:15 maybe.
Maybe it was about 1:30. Yeah, it might have been about 1:30. Feels like it was later.
Well, I'm pretty sure that my head hit the pillow at about 2:45 in the morning, and I was up about 7:30 for work. And you know what? I haven't stopped. Had a lot of driving today. Saw all my patients, and I was home and pretty much ready to go about 6:30. But got a message from my neighbor. I bought waterproof shoes for the parks.
Okay.
And his daughter works for, I just bought them and I don't even remember. I want to call them Salomon or something, shoes.
Oh.
It's a famous sneaker or shoe. You might find them a lot in outdoorsy types of magazines and things like that.
Sure.
But they are full of Gore-Tex. And they are supposed to be not just waterproof. I'm talking like wet-proof. I'm expecting to walk in these parks. You know, if you step in a puddle, that's probably something else and it goes over and goes down the ankle in the shoe. That's something else. But I'm thinking if you step in mild puddles and things like that, I'm going to have some nice dry socks. So, gonna try those, and we may retire the soft Crocs for rainy days. So,
Okay.
I'm almost hoping that it rains a little bit, get a little shower there at Hollywood Studios on Saturday so we can try them out. But I'm excited to try those. So, I had to run over there. They're down the street, and then that's why I was a couple minutes late. So, I was literally not home, everybody, 10 minutes ago.
Wow.
But, yeah, so anyway, I've been on the go. Here I am. I'm still not tired, but I'm sure I'll crash hard in a couple of hours. How was your time since I left you?
It was good. So I got up this morning, packed all my stuff, headed out, grabbed a Lyft. Nope, I think I went Uber this time, because Uber was cheaper. Um, I thought about doing Mears Connect, but Mears Connect has to have you to the airport 2 hours before your flight.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, so that would have meant me getting to the airport at like 7:30, 7 o'clock, 7:30. Was not going to happen, folks. So took a Lyft, and got there on time, dropped my bags. Had a pretty nice flight, uneventful. Of course, I was flying Southwest, so the flight crew was amazing, very funny. She kept telling us all to go to sleep. And then she said, we have a quick hour and 15-minute flight to Turks and Caicos, so enjoy and get some rest. So yeah, it was pretty uneventful. Got home, unpacked, already started doing laundry, and then Finley came home. I got to see her. Today was her 50th day of school. So they all dressed in 50s wear, and Finley had her hair done in a 50s style. I'll see if I can throw that into the show in a few. And then Catherine got home, and I gave them their souvenirs, and just kind of caught up a little bit. So yeah, we had a good time. Had a good time.
Shirley Renee in chat says that's early, party poopers. We were some of the final. Were we some of the final people to leave? I mean, there was a decent amount of people still out there on Main Street.
Yeah, the ferry that we were on, he did say we were the last two on that.
It was not the final ferry,
but it wasn't the final ferry. Yeah, but we were the last two on that ferry. But no, there were.
And Shirley Renee knows full well what the final ferry is like.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there were plenty of people still behind us, so yeah, we enjoyed that. So Dole Dave says that I had to get more luggage for all his swag and merch. So here's what actually happened. I had my carry-on. I just took the carry-on there, but in the carry-on, I put in a duffel bag. I was actually the one that Catherine bought me. It says off to Disney. Or something like that. Off to Disney again, I think it does. So I put that inside the carry-on so that on the way back, I had another bag for souvenirs, because I knew I was going to have some souvenirs for the girls when on the way back. So I was able to do that. And since I was on Southwest, you get two bags free. So I just checked them and came on in.
Nice. Pro tip number 789-433-2.
So, but yeah, I got home. The weather wasn't bad here.
So
we're not there though. I think
good. So take us back to the beginning here of this trip. Are we ready to recap?
Yeah, absolutely. So first off, this was my first solo trip to Disney, and we were trying to make it work on going as a family at first, and Finley's in school. While it's kindergarten, we still don't want her to miss any school because she's doing very well in school. Actually, she's winning an award tomorrow. We don't even know what the award is, so we'll find out tomorrow. But we didn't want to didn't want her to miss any school. So what we did um, was Catherine started to say, a friend of hers um, at work was saying how one of the favorite trips that he took was just him and his mom. So I reached out to my mom and to see if she wanted to go. Um, Turns out that she had already booked tickets to go to New York for Thanksgiving and through her birthday, which is in early December. So that left me by myself. So that's when I told Corey that I was going to go and that um, the channel would be streaming the Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. And it wasn't, I won't say it was instant, but he bought the tickets that night. He actually bought his ticket to the party before I bought mine. And yet it was
Which I
my
only discovered last night that happened.
so so I it was, I knew it was going to be different. I knew it was going to be weird. Um so I booked a decent flight on Southwest. Um I don't mind flying economy. If Frontier had a flight available, I probably would have taken that. But Frontier, you have to pay for your baggage. So once you add that in, sometimes it's as cheap or it's the same price as Southwest. So I flew Southwest. And then I stayed at All Star Music. So again, just needed a basic hotel room because I knew I was going to be hanging out with Corey 2 of those nights. So what's the purpose in getting some big fancy resort when you're not even going to be there? So so yeah, leading up to it a couple weeks, I was just kind of gearing myself up to it. But um I'll say this, it was nice to have a mental health break. I think that's really what that trip was a mental health break. So that was very good. Now I'll be back at work gearing up for the holidays and the end of the year, and at home getting the house ready for Christmas. And I think we're going to be cooking for Thanksgiving, so we'll be working on all of that. So, but it was good to have a nice break. So let me ask you, what did you think when I said it was going to be a solo trip?
Um, I guess I was surprised. I was a little bit surprised by that, but I kind of I know you and Catherine pretty well, I think, and I'm not surprised that she offered that up to you either. Uh, that was really cool. But yeah, solo trip. I don't know when you said it, and then you mentioned. I guess when you mentioned the party, I was like, oh, I'm sure he wants me to go with him, so uh, I'll go with him. I think I said that right. You want me to go with you?
Yeah, I mean, I was
Because I didn't have any plans to go.
kind of hinting at it, but I'm glad you went with that idea.
And excuse me, if I would have known ahead of time, then it would have been fun to have taken off like Monday as well. But um, I didn't know until like the week before. So,
Yeah,
but we spent a lot of great time together Saturday and last night. So we got some time in for sure.
yeah,
Um, so that was good.
yeah. And so we started Saturday with I got in, and normally I would start to go um, whatever day my trip starts. Normally, I like to get there the night before, right? So the trip started on Saturday. Typically, I would get there on Friday, but um, with the flights, it worked out to just go Saturday. So that meant leaving at like 11 and getting there at like 1:30, dropping my bags and heading out to meet Corey and the family. So because they were at Grand Floridian checking out the gingerbread houses. So they got there a little bit before I did. So tell us about the gingerbread house and the snacks and all that.
So I'll tell you what, my first impression, we get off the monorail, You know what? Let's back it up a little bit because, not only it's funny. I would consider you an expert in some things that I'm not. And I might be an expert a little bit, maybe knowing where certain things are and the quickest way to get from point A to point B, maybe. There's things on both sides, I think, for you and me, but then there's a lot of common ground too.
Mhm.
A lot more of that. Um, but I didn't realize, and I have to give Shirley Renee credit in the chat, as we were approaching the parking lot for Magic Kingdom, I was really trying to figure out how to get to the Grand Floridian from the TTC.
Really?
And the only way I could think of it, we haven't done that in who knows how long, trying to get directly there without just parking there, which was an option. I thought about that. I was like, well, they'll probably let us in. Because for those who don't know, since COVID, there are certain resorts that Disney can get. They can get a little restrictive now as to whether they're going to let you in. Unless you don't have a dining reservation. So I was like, well, I think they'd let us into the Grand Flow if we drove over, but we decided, no, let's just park the car at the TTC, and then we'll go in and we will see. I'll try to figure it out. And the only thing I could think of is, we got to go to Magic, get off, get on the resort monorail there, and then make our way to Grand Flow. But then Shirley was like, no, there's actually a monorail from the Ticket and Transportation Center. And I'm like, really?
Mhm.
Listen, I go by that thing every single time, 2 times when coming and going from Magic Kingdom. Just something I never noticed. You've got the Epcot one, you've got Magic, and right beside that, if you're going right to left, is the resort line. So we got on the resort line and we got over there. And when we got off, let me tell you, dream wedding. We got to witness, a little bit of what goes on with these dream weddings at Magic Kingdom, or at Walt Disney World, I should say. Um, we walked in and there was a beautiful bride, handsome. They were like model like husband and wife.
Mm.
Just perfect prince and princess. And then the wedding party off to the side, and they were taking photos, and it was chaos in there. It was busy.
Mm.
Tammy was like, "Wow, why would somebody schedule something like this in all this chaos?" And I'm like, "Well, I don't know. Maybe it's cheaper. Yeah, it wouldn't be on a Saturday, but I said, I don't know. I'm sure they didn't anticipate such a crowded area, because my thought was, even on Saturdays in the afternoon, we've gone to see the Gingerbread House for years. It's never been that busy. To quote Neil, it was a madhouse down there. It was, you could walk around in certain areas, sure, but you weren't that far arm's length from the next person. Like, it was nuts in there. So I went ahead and had Tammy stand in line, because there was actually a line and the wait time was probably 20-25 minutes. I can't remember. Felt like that's what it was. So I started vlogging, and I was taking a lot of B-roll shots of the house, and then I did a little vlogging with that. We did an intro to the vlog, but there will not be a vlog, and I'll tell you why. And so we picked out what we wanted from the menu, and it is a really cool thing that you can get a shingle from the Gingerbread House. Now, they don't actually take it off for you and give you one, but they produce extras for you so that you can enjoy one of those. So we got one of those, which has the back end of it, or the bottom of it, is covered with dark chocolate. And Tammy got some peppermint bark, which she loves peppermint bark, which she still hasn't opened that peppermint bark.
Mm.
That was not a huge bag, but it was $14.99 for it. But what Tammy wants, Tammy gets. And so we got that, and we got I always had to question what it was. Is it bread? Is it cake? We got the gingerbread
Oh.
loaf. There it is. Loaf. We got the gingerbread loaf. So that's what we got. And from there, you had shown up. Shirley was in line with us for a little bit, and then we had to go live because it was just time. So my original plan was to do the whole vlog and then go live, but we were running out of time. And then we showed the merch because this is the first time. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like this was the first year that they've ever come out with merch for the gingerbread house.
Hmm.
And it might be because it was the 25th year of it. And the merch was nice. They had a mini ornament kind of mug with hot chocolate on it and a little chocolate house or gingerbread house that was sliced in the center to go in between or on top of the mug. And there was a shirt, which I considered getting. We did buy something. We bought the magnet. We have this whole magnet wall where we've bought the magnet so far, but not the actual magnetic thing to stick to the wall. So we can start putting our what we think are the more unique Disney magnets. So we bought the magnet. And so from there, we thought Shirley was on a streak of suggesting things that failed. So this was another one. She's like, "Oh, there are tables outside. We can sit down and eat there." I'm thinking, "Oh, good, we can complete the vlog right there."
Mm.
There were no tables. You were with us. There were no tables anywhere. Nowhere. Then we got to the dock and we waited for the boat. Went to Magic Kingdom and that was that. But if I want to continue why we didn't do the vlog, at that point I was like, forget it. It's too much work. So it's okay. It's okay. Times are going to happen like that. You all got to see it live, so that's good. But we did try the snacks. So I'll talk about the snacks we tried. No on the shingle. That shingle was not good. And you all tried it, and I think you're agreeing with me already. It was like a 2 out of 5. You know, it had a funky texture, but I wouldn't rate it on the texture. It was airy yet dense, if that even makes sense. Airy but chewy, like it became chewy. And it lacked taste. I don't understand some of these cookies that don't have taste. And it was dry, but I'm going to give it a pass on the dryness because I think gingerbread's supposed to be dry. What say you on the shingle?
Okay, so I think I finally figured out what it reminded me of. Did you eat devil dogs?
Yes.
So I think it was like a gingerbread flavored devil dog.
Oh, really?
That's what it. Although it was it was a little harder in texture than a devil dog. Devil dog is very very soft, but very airy, like you said, but dense. And so that's what made me think of a devil dog, but it was gingerbread flavored. Yeah, I would not get it again. No.
Far from a winner. What we thought was really good was the gingerbread loaf, though, from my recollection. I think we all agreed that one was good. Wasn't that the one also that had, excuse me, that had a middle to it? Like there was something in the center, a gel-like substance.
Yeah,
I don't know if it was apple or something.
There was something in it. Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. Cheryl and I might remember because I think she was the one that mentioned it.
So
Yep.
I'll recommend that. I mean, I would recommend that. It was fine. I don't remember what I rated it, but in my mind, maybe I rated it a 4. It was decent.
Mhm.
And then, of course, we didn't try the peppermint bark. Sticking on snacks, though, for that day, the last thing that we did try was something I anticipated on trying since the morning before we got there. I always scan and see what there is to do some food reviews on. And that gingerbread cake, it was layered with frosting and gingerbread. The presentation was very, very well done. And it was very moist and refreshing because I think it was cold too. Can't remember what we gave that, but from my memory, I probably would have slapped a 4 onto that, a strong 4 at least.
Yeah, I thought it was like a 4.25. I think between all of us, that was pretty good. Reminded me of like a tiramisu.
Yes, you said that.
Yeah, so that was really good. I enjoyed that. I'm glad we got that and then went upstairs um to try all the snacks. I think that was a good idea because it was, much quieter upstairs. Um and we were able to all sit down uh indoors and try it, and Harbor House, especially the second floor, is pretty quiet for a quick serve restaurant. It's pretty quiet.
That's true. Good point there. And I'll have to say this is what makes our channel out there live streaming unique, because we're not afraid to go there for some laughs and some fun, and it's all natural. Wasn't that scene at the table a lot of fun? I think we had some good laughs and just enjoyed ourselves trying to try that stuff. And I was moving around the table, like giving you all a circular view and all that stuff. So we had a fun time. That was a fun moment throughout that, within the whole day of doing things. So, yeah. So
And
that's everything we ate.
was definitely busy um Saturday. I mean, this whole weekend, it's a holiday weekend. Maybe not, as major a holiday as, say, Thanksgiving or Easter or something like that, but anytime that you have a day off from work, day off from school type holiday, the parks are going to be busier, and they certainly were. But the park was open till midnight, and that made a huge difference. And that last hour and a half, I mean, we just rolled through that park. I'm sitting here trying to remember everything that we did because that last hour was probably the craziest um, amount of rides in a short time. And not just like, it's not like we went to do Magic and Carousel of Progress. Like, what we did Haunted. Then I think we from there went to Peter Pan and ended the night on Mine Train, if I remember correctly.
Didn't we did Big Thunder too? Where did that fit in?
Or it might have been Big Thunder, then Haunted, then Peter Pan, and then
Peter Pan?
Mine. I think.
Mine Train. Yes. Yeah, it was welcome to free after hours, right? That was like a free after hours hour.
Exactly. I mean, we rolled through it, and that was really good because once we, I know, I mean, Big Thunder was practically a walk on. So once we scored that, I think it was like it was go go go. We knew, trust the lines, not the signs, and we ran through it really well. We did not get stopped on Haunted, which I was worried about because I said that will throw everything off. But Haunted really didn't have any breakdowns. We had a slowdown at one point. I can't remember where we were in the ride, but we had one little slowdown, and then that was it. And we kept rolling through it, and so that really helped that last hour. We got a lot done.
Yeah, we did Jingle Cruise as well, which we were monitoring time wise, and it dropped enough
Yeah,
late where we were able to do that one as well. And I feel like, we got a lot done and we didn't rush around. It wasn't we weren't crazy. We just did whatever. The only crazy thing we can point out though is here's one of the strategies that we use, and welcome everyone that's here. If you're fairly new here or whatever, I love to teach by nature. It's kind of what I do for a profession, part of my profession. I'm a teacher too. I love to teach when I know something, and this channel is a teaching channel. And one of the things we like to teach is if you're watching fireworks from behind the castle, the the strategy is to make a beeline for Haunted Mansion when the fireworks are done. And if you walk, do a little speed walk, you do that, you're gonna get over there with like a 15-minute wait usually. No more, no more, no less. So we went over there and we didn't waste any time. That line, if you are all familiar with it, wrapped around where you could enter to ride the Liberty Bell boat. in an instant.
Crazy.
Don't know what happened there.
I
I
mean,
mean,
they had the cast member out with the end of line sign, and I was
that's
like,
when you know it's bad.
oh, this isn't good.
When you see a cast member out there with a sign telling you where the line begins or ends, it's not usually good.
Yeah. So we had to bail on that one. But that was just really weird. I just wasn't expecting that because, like Corey said, we started behind the castle. That should have been right there and go. But it was what I think happened. I think I said it that night. Haunted was down for a little bit during the day, right before fireworks, basically. And so I think all those folks that were waiting for it, either because they had the lightning lane or maybe they had a redemption lightning lane, they all went right after fireworks. So I think that's what happened. But that was very weird. Normally you can get over there and you're on and no problem.
Yeah, and Sharon in chat says we did the TTA as well. I mean, we did a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And that was my thought the entire time. Like, I'm not surprised that we got a lot done late. I think I even mentioned it. I'm like, you watch, about an hour and a half to go. We should have a good run. But I did not expect that we would do that many of the like e-ticket type higher quality rides.
No. Mine Train would not have been on my bingo card. No way. No way. I was really surprised.
Mine Train. Oh, no. Yeah. I was thinking Big Thunder because I was going to say Big Thunder lately, I feel like by my observation, is starting to like loosen up late. There's moments, there's windows of 10 minutes. I don't know what happens there, but I feel like there's moments where that happens now. But Mine Train, no, because you could very well have still been a solid 40 minutes or something, with the lines outside. And yeah. And what happened there? What was the posted wait time when we walked by?
For Mine
Or did
Train?
we see it on the? Yeah. I bet Shirley knows.
Yeah, she might remember. I thought it was 30. And we looked and we were like, no, there's no way. It's the end of the night. There's no way. And we were off before whatever that time would have been. We were on and off the ride in that time. So it was really quick. Like if it said 30, we were on the ride and off the ride in like 20. So we had she says 20. Yeah, it might have been. Yeah, we really that last hour and a half was top notch. That was top notch. Yeah, we got in line.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. I mean, what did we even do before that then? We arrived at the park. That was the highlight, really. What did we do in between? I think we got hungry. We got hungry and we went over I've had more Casey dogs in 72 hours than I think I've ever had. I had one last night but two different ones. One last night that we'll talk about at the party, and had the old, I don't know what that was, barbecue, Chipotle something. That was really good. So we got some food. We ate the food and went about our business. So
it
was a good night.
That you can remember from that night. A foot-long Casey's hot dog does not fit in the to-go box, just so you're aware. Does not fit.
Yeah, so everybody knows. We're telling you now. You get that Casey long foot-long hot dog, and you want to take it halfway across the park, like LID does. And there's a tip. There's a new tip. If we found a spot, if it's too busy in that area, because those tables are always taken around Casey's, so you can take your stuff in a box. If it's it's gonna hang out of the box if it's a foot long. But we went right over. It's a short walk over to Cosmic Rays, and there's always seating at Cosmic Rays.
Mm-hmm.
So we ate over there quickly.
We didn't bother looking inside for a spot. We just knew we would find a spot outside, so we sat outside. over there by Speedway on that side. There is other seating around the corner as well, but yeah, we were over by Speedway, ate our food there, and kept moving. Is that when we got on TTA? Because we were over there already? I can't remember.
That I don't remember. I would challenge the chat to let us know on that one. Yeah, food was the first thing we did because I remember saying, "Okay, we haven't done anything yet. Let's go do something." I don't remember where we went from there. Shirley Renee says it was about 25 minutes for Mine Train, and we hit the line at 11:57.
Yep. Yeah, that worked out really, really well. And then we didn't miss Starbucks because we got off of it right away. So we were in Starbucks in time. Went, Lord knows, Corey went and got his popcorn again. How much of that is?
Yes. How much of is it left? There's a lot left.
Okay.
There's really a lot left. There's probably, gosh, if you want to divide that baby up by fractions, there's 23 25ths left of it. Haven't had that much, I chiseled out a little bit and put it in a tiny bowl 2 times, but Jacob has gotten into it and he likes it a lot. So I will definitely buy that one again when it runs out. That is a very nice treat. I mean, who knew that they made mint or peppermint M&Ms?
Yeah.
So
what flavor would you say you're tasting the most in that mix? Because that's there.
Well, I mean, the cast member did put a good share of chocolate. I would probably say it's like the way Tammy likes her t-shirt, 60-40 peppermint.
All right. Fly Girl's asking if we've been on Mount Everest. Yes, Mount Everest is a favorite. Yeah, so and then, to go along with Corey's peppermint popcorn, I got the peppermint mocha frap at Starbucks. And you end the night at on Main Street in Magic, and you've got the castle on one end, you've got the large Christmas tree on the other. And I gotta tell you, in fact, the whole trip really, weather was great, especially at night once the sun went down. Really enjoyable. So I do get why those that live in the Orlando area love the fall and winter, because it just becomes very enjoyable. It was a little warm during the day, but once that sun went down, it was top notch. So yeah, we enjoyed that.
I think that's a big selling point to people. If you really want someone to move here, come here. It's all about, we all know it gets hot. It gets unbearable at times in the summer. But man, if you just realize what you did for the fall and the winter and the spring, early spring, those are our nights. It's beautiful. Shirley Renee is, experiencing that now, being here as well. So it literally becomes, you trade in your umbrella for a hoodie or a spirit jersey, and so it's good stuff. It's good stuff.
And so that was Saturday. Sunday,
you were on your own.
Yeah, I was on my own. So this was again another first for me. So this trip, I actually went to Magic Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Which is
I didn't even know that.
Yeah. First time that I can remember that I've ever done that. So Saturday I knew we were going because it was open till midnight, and that's where we were streaming from. Sunday we went because they were doing the parade. They were filming the Christmas parade for that they'll show on ABC on Christmas Day. So I wanted to go, Alyssa and Neil wanted to go. So we all headed to Epcot. That makes sense, right? Well, none of us had reservations for Magic, and they were all gone by the time we went to look. So we had to go to Epcot because they were available. Um, so they drove and then left there and drove to TTC. I took the bus to Epcot, scanned in, and immediately made a U-turn and hopped on the monorail to go over to Magic. I got there in time. Again, now this was one of the days where it was a little hotter, but I got there in time. Wanted to see the parade because this would be the Christmas parade during the day, which is also very rare. So we saw the parade last night in its normal time for the parties, but then you have the Christmas parade that they show during the day for the filming of the special, and then they also run that same parade the week of Christmas. So if you happen to be there, like I think starting the 22nd through the 25th, you get to see the Christmas parade as a day guest. So, so I got there and you could not, I mean, Main Street was closed, like closed. They had you walk backstage to enter the park. So I did that and headed over to Frontierland and I watched the parade from there. So I got a spot from right across from Diamond Horseshoe. All right, same side as Diamond Horseshoe, but across that walkway to take you back into Adventureland. So I got there. Alyssa and Neil met us. We got to see the parade. Now, the difference is, though, that parade does not have vocal tracks or voice tracks, I should say. So, you know, the characters don't speak during that daytime parade because they're filming it for the TV special. So they don't use voice tracks then. So
they're gonna dub it in post.
I don't know that they're going to, or if they don't use it at all. We'll find out on December 25th.
Yeah.
But I don't remember. But I could see them also dubbing it in. So it's cleaner for broadcast. So we did that.
So before you move on,
Yeah.
when they were filming that, did it feel like a fluid parade, or was it one float, little time in between, then the next float came for filming purposes, or was it normal?
So it felt normal. There was one point, I'm trying to remember who was standing in front of us. It might have been the Gingerbread Men, but it's one point where it stopped for like a very long time for that parade. It may have only been, 45 seconds, but they were stopped. And I figured it was because of something up on Main Street. Maybe it's where it was starting to enter, because again, we were back in Frontierland, so we were, would have been the end of the parade as it was getting to the hub or so. So I figured maybe that was something to do with it. But other than that, it did not feel, broken up. Now, I don't know what it looked like when it got to Main Street. It may have been broken up for filming purposes there. I'm not sure. But
yeah, because we did some filming with a very small audience for Disney. If people don't know, we've done some work for Disney before, and we actually get a lot of requests, but I say no to a lot of them because I got to work for a living too. So actually, we got another one for, gosh, what's the date? In 2 days, if I accepted and they agreed, we'd be on the Disney Treasure in 2 days, filming 3 days for promotions. But it just doesn't fall in a vacation for Jacob, and for me.
Yes.
So, but yeah, we get stuff all the time still. I pick them when they're right. If it falls correctly and it looks good, we'll do it. But we did a job on Main Street one time. It was the Know Before You Go, before the parks were going to reopen, and so we did some filming promos for that, and we were the very first people to see a cavalcade in Magic Kingdom. Like nobody ever knew what that was, but we were there. We were there, and I see a float coming down, and it starts turning around the circle in front of the castle, and I'm like, huh, okay, so we're filming this, so they probably want to focus in on this one float, get our reactions, our directions where, like, okay, interact with them and be excited and all that stuff. And we did that, and then it was a while before the next one came. So that's why I asked you that.
Mm-hmm.
So for us, it was like that.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, it was nice to be there that day. It just happened to work out with my timing to have been there that day. And so then Alyssa, Neil, and I, we hadn't eaten. So and I hadn't tried the new menu at Pecos Bill, so we went over there, had some great conversation with the three of us. I said it yesterday. Um, Alyssa and Neil are Alyssa and Neil on screen, off screen, on stream, off stream. They're Alyssa and Neil. What you see is what you get. They're just really good people. They just want everybody to have a good time and enjoy themselves and enjoy Disney. And sharing Disney is something that Neil loves. So we just had a great time, just hanging out. And we did People Mover. I think we did a couple of things. And then because it was Sunday, I had to go back to the resort to do the weekly report for work. And, I had contemplated, when I knew I would have to do that report, I had contemplated going to Epcot and sitting in World Celebration Gardens and working from there, which is something that I really want to do.
you
um,
had the chance to do it.
the chance to do it and have actual work that actually had to get done. But I didn't want to carry my laptop around. Not that it's a MacBook, it's small, but I
That
just
makes sense.
I didn't want to carry it around. So so I didn't do that. So I left, and Neil and Alyssa were going to go to the Grand Floridian to go see the gingerbread houses, and I was going to go back to the resort and then go to Epcot to see Luminous. So we leave, we cross the turnstiles or scan points. I guess we still all call them turnstiles. The scan points, and we turn around and there's fireworks going off. And we're like, what is going on? But they weren't like obviously happily ever after. It wasn't, anything major. And then Neil said, "Oh, it's probably for Elton John. He's probably performing right now, and they've got fireworks going off." And that's exactly what it was. Elton John had just hit the stage as we walked out of the park. So
Man,
I wouldn't have been able to say anyway. I had to get that report done. So I went back, got the report done, and then it would have been like I'd have been rushing to get to a good spot for Luminous. So I decided to go back to Magic since it was still open. So I went to Magic, and I saw Aaron and Roxy and Ariel, hung out with them for the rest of the night. And then I headed over to, did I get something? I think I got something, some snack or something. And then, had a good weekend, Saturday, Sunday. And then Monday was going to be the holiday. Again, so I hung out with Corey and the family and Shirley Renee on Saturday. Sunday, hung out with Alyssa and Neil, and then Aaron and Roxy that night. And then Monday, I had no plans with anybody. So I'm like, this is probably going to be a day where I'm totally alone the whole day. And I had thought about streaming for a little bit, and I was like, no, I'll just take the day and just enjoy it. So Monday was just me. So we went, actually no, I take that back, I did stream. So I got to Magic, hung out a little bit, or went
oh yeah, you did. That's right.
yeah, I went to Epcot for a little bit. And since it was Veterans Day at Epcot, I did two things that I had never personally done. I went and watched Voices of Liberty. And then when they ended, I went to watch The American Adventure, which I had never seen. So that was
Ah,
that was pretty cool. Yeah, I'd never seen that. So
what'd you
then
think of it?
I thought it was good. I thought it was good. It was very good story, and well told. And they don't allow you to stream it. Um,
Un- unless you're living in Diz.
well,
Ah, look at his face. I don't know. Caught lightning in a bottle that day. One time I went up and I was like, "Can I stream this?" And cast member was like, "Sure."
well, that's
So I
good.
did.
Well, because they say
And
no.
I got calls. I got calls from the community
Yeah,
saying, "How did you do that?
yeah,
How'd you do that?" I
yeah.
said, "I asked."
Yeah, because I mean, it's the cast member who makes an announcement of, no use of your phone out of respect for the film, blah blah blah. So if they allow you to, then they allow you to.
You
Because if
know, you know what? Just
they can allow it,
I was gonna say, just to interject there. One announcement that I hate is when you're waiting for Guardians, and what's his name? Terry,
There-
whatever. Um, so he says, no cell phones of any kind, blah blah blah, and I'm like, everyone is going to look at me right now
yeah,
and say, look at this jerk that's just standing there and not listening.
yeah,
And I have to kind of look around and go, no, it's okay. It's really okay.
yeah. It's a
It's
joke.
fine. It's allowed.
I do wish that they would change that a little bit. Not only for that reason, but I think it needs to be like the Rock and Roller Coaster. How about some backstage passes? You get a cast member. How about some backstage passes? I think they need to do the same thing when he starts talking and he can't figure out what to call them. The cast member should go, Terry, you're on, or Tal, right? Tal Merrick.
Yeah.
Say, hey, you're on, and then we go, I'm on. Why didn't somebody tell me I was on? I wish they would do that, because then you wouldn't get the whole random people just shouting out different answers. So
Right.
uh,
Right. Yeah. You always get some people that want to be a clown.
yeah, yeah. So Monday I kind of thought I would be on my own, and so definitely wanted to go see, after I saw Voices of Liberty and The American Adventure. I think I was going to go do Soren, but Soren was a long wait. So I can't remember what I did. I did something, and then I headed out to Magic. But when I got to Epcot, I was hungry, so I went to Connections, grabbed something to eat. And at Connections, there was this is how you know the park is busy. There wasn't a single spot inside. And you know how normally they have that one section by the bathroom area that they rope off, and you can only go there if you're eating? Well, they weren't doing
Yeah.
that. And that is a time that I would have loved for that to have happened. And they didn't have that happening. So I left there, and I went into World Celebration Gardens, and I ate there, and I'm sitting there eating, and then all of a sudden somebody walks by me and they wave. And so I got recognized in the parks, which
Congratulations.
other than PDC and I think it was R. Roderick that saw me that week, that same trip. But yeah, I got recognized in the parks, and she's like, "Hi, how are you?" Well, it was Jenna from Resort TV One. So as she was walking by, getting ready to start her stream, and she saw me, and we talked for a few. So that was kind of cool.
Yeah. Jen is very sweet.
Yeah. And so yeah, I headed over to Magic. I watched the flag retreat ceremony, which was really nice. Normally, it's always the same thing, where they give a vet the flag as they take it down. They walk it down Main Street. But because it was Veterans Day, it was a little bit more to it. And they actually had a representative from every branch there. And they were also all Disney cast members. So that was kind of cool to see that. So
Do the veterans get to keep that flag? Do we know?
I don't know. I don't know. If somebody knows, they can certainly let us know. I feel like they don't. Like they just get the
Like
honor.
it's just for show?
Yeah. So so yeah, that was great. And then I headed over to People Mover, jumped on People Mover, and I actually saw a couple other streamers that I hadn't met before. Um, so it was like a whole streamer weekend. Like every day, I was meeting different live streamers. Um, then went over to did a couple other things there at Magic, and then I headed over to Epcot. Got to see. Well, I had gotten a virtual queue for Guardians, so I got to get on Guardians that day, and I got September. So that was great.
Oh, lucky you.
That
Took
was
me a year to get it.
the I'm gonna tell you what, the whole section that I was in of the car was all jamming out. You could see everybody dancing and singing along. So we were having a great time. And good.
I will tell you that the veterans do not get to keep the flag.
Got it. Yeah, I thought they didn't. And so then Aaron and Roxy met up with me, and we went to um, Spaceship Earth. Did Spaceship Earth for a quick ride, and then we headed over and watched Luminous, which was really nice to see. It is my favorite show, so I knew I was not leaving this trip without seeing it. And being that we were going to be at Magic on Tuesday, I had to go see it Monday night. So this trip, I actually did not go to Animal Kingdom at all, which has happened before. Because sometimes we take short trips, so we may not get into Animal Kingdom. Didn't go to Disney Springs at all this trip either. And almost didn't get to Hollywood, but I was talking to Catherine, and she's like, well, if you haven't been to Hollywood, you probably should go Tuesday before the party. So I got up fairly early for me on a park day and headed over to Hollywood on Tuesday. Did Rise of the Resistance single rider. That was went straight there. Did single rider.
Nice.
I had done single rider Rise before. So
Did you like it?
Got to experience that. I thought that was great. The only thing you miss in this version is you enter into the hangar with the stormtroopers. So you miss the whole Rey interaction. But I feel like
You feel like what?
sometimes it changes where they enter you.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe that's the more. I swear that if the last time I did single rider over there, I swear one time I got to see Ray and one time I didn't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I've seen that too. And sometimes you get on the transporter and sometimes you don't. So
Yeah.
I think where I went in when you entered the hangar, I think that probably makes the most sense, honestly, for not for the storyline, but for logistics for the single rider. Because then they can just you up and you go right into the left side there. So
Yeah, you blend in. And I, as big of a Star Wars fan as I am, it'd be good to get your opinion on this quickly. Once you've done not the main queue, kind of the walkthrough piece in the beginning, I feel like once you've seen that once, I don't need to see it again. I'd like to see Ray every time if I could, but if single rider means, as much as we do it, if single rider means, we have to skip that, totally cool with that too. But would like to see Ray from time to time. But I just feel like the endless caves,
oh yeah,
you once you've seen it, you can bypass it. It's not super. It's really not that super impressive. I mean, they have some lockers with some cool equipment inside. It's kind of like once you see it, meh. Meh.
Yeah, that's like
But it is what it is, right? It's supposed to be a base, so they did their job.
yeah.
The Imagineers did their job.
Yeah. It's like Flight of Passage, you know, has a nice queue, but if I could bypass an hour of that, I'd be good.
Yeah. You know what, though? That queue is better.
Yeah.
That queue before the action starts is better than Rise, actually. It's
Yeah.
colorful. There may be I don't know if you hear any animals at that point 'cause it's supposed to be inside. But, there's a lot more to look at
Yeah.
before you get to some of the action in that one.
I was just
But
thinking that
carry on.
it's been a long time since I've done that. I don't know when the last time I did that was, 'cause I don't think I did it on
Oh,
the
since you've done Flight? I
yeah.
don't have we ever done Flight together? I don't think so. Have we ever been to Animal Kingdom together?
We have. We've done Flight of Passage, we've done Animal once. Once. Yeah.
Why can't I remember these things?
Yeah. I remember because I was
Oh,
wearing an Animal
okay.
Kingdom shirt that Catherine loves so much.
Wait a minute. I remember, and I'll hit you with the date. July 4th or 5th?
Was that trip? Why do you remember that?
Wasn't it because it was when we did the 4 parks, the 4-park challenge. So we had to have been in Animal Kingdom together.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Then we've done it then
You're really thinking about that?
I
You
feel
think we did it separate from that?
yeah, I think we've done one separate from that. Yeah, I'll see.
All right,
Maybe
can we get the research team on that? Let's get the research team on that.
um so yeah, so we did I did Rise of the Resistance. I was checking wait times. I figured I would do Muppets. You know, Muppets is a 10-minute wait. No problem. I'll go do Muppets. Didn't do that. And I'm like, well, let's see. Any chance of Slinky? 75 minutes. Nope, that's out. Uh, but I left there and I wanted to go see at when I got out of Rise, looking at wait times, and I saw for the first time in forever, we're starting at whatever time it was, 12:30 or yeah, I think it was 12:30. So I'm like, all right, I got to go see that. So here I am, solo traveler, and no kids, and I went to go see Frozen. So great show, funny. Again, I wish that we could stream it because it is a lot of fun and they tell jokes that the kids are not going to get. They'll break into songs that the kids don't know. The royal historians will start singing Ice Ice Baby. So they have a lot of fun, so we enjoyed that, and it was the holiday version, so that was nice. And then the holiday version, you get Olaf comes in at the end, and you do not get that with the regular version. So that was very cool. So then I left there. There's a question coming. Nope, maybe not.
It's been a long time since I've seen that show because you can't stream it. And when we show up, we start live right away. We need to put some time aside at some point to go see that first before we go live. It's been a while. I forgot that they had a holiday kind of overlay show. So
Yeah,
we'll have to check it out.
yeah, definitely do that. Take some time to go see that. So when I got out of there, I knew I was gonna have to, kind of hurry up because we had set the stream to start at 4, and I knew I'd have to travel back from Hollywood to the resort, shower, change, and then take the bus to Magic. So I left there, and I left Frozen, and I'm looking at the wait times. I'm like, all right, what else can I do? What else do I need to do? And I'm looking at times, and Tower said uh 30 minutes, I believe. And I'm like, I I gotta do Tower. I can't leave without doing Tower this time. So I get over there and I'm like, all right, let me just see if it's 30 minutes. I mean, I got 30 minutes, that's fine. So I get in the queue and it took 6 minutes to get to the pre-show. 6 minutes to get to the pre-show. So did that. Uh I was on and off the ride in 20 minutes. Um, Never mind waiting 30 minutes for the wait. I was on and off the ride in 20 minutes. So then I left there and I said, well, I'm going to sneak another one in. I'm right here. Let me go to Rock and Roller Coaster. Let's do single rider over there. So I did that. And that's where I burned my 30 minutes that I just made up in Tower of Terror, because that was a very
Oh,
long wait for single rider. Yeah.
uh, I'm trying to think where they blend you in. They blend you in pretty early in the queue, don't they, for Rock and Roller Coaster?
Oh yeah, you're right there. As soon as you enter the building, you're just separated from everybody else, but you're right in line with them. You get the pre-show. Um, you just go in through a little bit of a separate door, if you will, but for the most part, the queue, you're right there with them. But the the problem seemed to be that everybody that was in the standby or lightning lane were all twos and fours and sixes. So there
Oh,
were of odd numbers, and so that's where the wait comes in. I mean, it wasn't extremely long, but it was uh it was longer than I would have wished, being my last ride trying to get out of the park so I could get to Magic to stream for all of you. Something funny did happen there though. So I was still waiting in line, and you know how you can see the cars getting ready to take off, the limo getting ready to take off. Well, the ride had stopped. No lights on or anything like that, but it just stopped for a little longer, and you could hear the cast member come on and say, "Attention, riders, your limo will start moving immediate." And as soon as she said immediate, it shot out. So we were all laughing because they didn't even get to hear that it was gonna
nope.
it was gone. So
No prep time.
no prep time, no. So I did that one. I hadn't done that since it reopened with the refurb. Um, I don't do it often enough to tell you, oh, it's smoother or this or that. I mean, it was decent, but I don't know that it was like crazy smooth or something. It's not Mine Train, that's for sure. It's not Guardians. No way.
I don't think there were any improvements on it. I didn't. It's a rickety, rough roller coaster, and you know, there's a good chance I have a headache after I do that one, but I still like it, so I
Y-
do it.
Yeah, absolutely. So I left there and I was like, okay, time to book it. So I had to go, but I know that I wanted to stop by the store to see, because Catherine wanted one of the classic Mickey sweatshirts. So I walked through Keystone and then walked through Mickey's in Hollywood. Neither of them really had them, so I just kept moving and got over to the bus, went back to music, and got ready to get there for all of you. And I'll say this. I mean, you've been doing this a long time, streaming 6 years. I've only been doing it a year, and I still get nervous getting ready to hit that camera. Like, I get nervous about, did I forget something? Do I have a charger? Do I have a cable? Did I have the gimbal? Just silly stuff like that. Like, of course, you should have packed all that stuff. Not that, people haven't forgotten them, but, um, and then when it starts, it's like, okay, you have to take, a couple hundred people along, your evening with you, and hope that everything goes right. Hope that the signal holds. Hope that the lines aren't that long and that everybody can get something out of the experience. But I will say that we fired up that night, or I fired up that night, and felt like I was ready to go. And maybe it's because I had met every streamer on the planet during the previous 4 days. It was that energy of all the streamers there that weekend.
Well, let's face it, I would venture to guess that you haven't even streamed 10 times in your life. It's been maybe a year and a half since you started it, but you haven't done it that much. So
Right.
I can see that. I can see that you'd still have some nerves. Um, I don't have like performance kind of nerves. For me, it's just more of um normally I'm behind. So and I get anxious with I want to get to my spot and I want to get live. And as soon as it goes, it goes. I mean, I didn't like it happens here on the podcast. It happened last night. I'm just walking along and then I see you. I didn't plan on what I was going to say to the audience or anything, but it was like instant energy. Hey everyone, thank you so much for coming around with Lawrence. Tonight we're going to do boom 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 boom. Uh Nobody can match my energy in the YouTube community, I don't think. You
Uh,
all can comment or message and let me know who brings that much energy. I'm not trying to compete, but I'm just making a statement. Uh, but I would say this, you compared to me, uh, I would say that with that said, of course that's just not part of you. Like you don't bring the level of energy that I do.
right.
But what I do hear when I listen to you, and if I've even heard some improvement or whatever, it's you are well calculated in what you say. You are well organized and everything is purposeful. So there.
Oh,
You do very well with all of that, you
thank you.
know? You're
Thanks.
welcome, and I trust you with my love in your hands.
Yeah. 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 Just trying
My
not to
baby.
break the stream, and and that's why, like, a little behind the scenes, some of you were asking last night, different rides, letting me know what wait times were, and there were some that I was going to avoid at all cost because I did not want lag to end up messing up the stream last night, because it was such an important stream to bring you all that Christmas party. So that was not going to happen.
Real talk, right? Real talk. We do the parties on stream for a reason, and I'm gonna speak for everyone in the community. How about that? That these parties are done for all of you. It's a big fat advertisement. This is this is a big grab for a larger audience than we're all ever used to. It's a chance for us to market ourselves to the world and just try to gain more of an audience while having fun and sharing it with our faithful audience as well.
Hmm.
Because don't get me wrong, I want you all to enjoy the party through the eyes of our family as well. So there is that. But you sink all that money into party tickets so that we can try to grab more people and get a bigger audience to join all of you. So that's what we do. And so Lawrence, Alicia is not here, I see in chat tonight, but she'll probably rewatch this. Alicia is a fantastic help with letting us know in the chat what the ride times are. And she'll cycle through them and cycle through. And I try to remind her now and then that, hey, I may not say something to you that often about it. I'll say a few times throughout the stream, like, oh, okay, mine train is 35. So she knows I'm looking. But it's very helpful. And I saw her mention that, and she wouldn't know this, that Little Mermaid was like 15 minutes or something. Right away, I was in the chat. Lawrence, do not do Little Mermaid. Do not do Little Mermaid. I repeat, abort. Because we didn't want to lose the audience that Lawrence built, and that is a ride that could certainly do that.
You
And you
mentioned
were already on the same page as well.
Oh yeah, you mentioned July 4th earlier, and that is certainly what it takes me back to, because it was July 3rd. You and I were in the parks alone. Nick was joining us later. Catherine and Finley were back at the resort, and you were like, "Hey, let's go do Little Mermaid," and you broke the stream. And so that always sticks with me, because you had to, like, you could not get it back. You had to start a new stream. And that was July 3rd, special fireworks for Magic Kingdom. So, no, you would not have seen me doing Little Mermaid, Haunted Mansion, because I personally had an issue with Haunted Mansion when I was streaming it. I don't think it was, I think it was when I was there in March. and I was streaming for your channel then, and had a huge issue. I had to reset my phone, which was really weird why that happened. So I was like, nope, Haunted Mansion's out, Little Mermaid's out, and with the issue you had recently with Small World was out. So I wasn't taking a chance on that at all.
Yeah, Small World is under investigation right now
Mm-hmm.
with us.
Mm,
That was just an odd night. Any of you that have been watching us in the parks in the last, what, 3, 4 streams, I am so pleased and ecstatic to share the technology of 4K with all of you. And uh, hopefully you're patient with me mentioning it quite often because, to be honest, people that are just popping on that aren't aware of it aren't going to think, let me bump this quality up. Let me see if I am putting it in the thumbnail. But I just want to keep reminding people that they do have the ability to upgrade. And Small World was weird for us the other day. It
mm,
was the most difficult I've had doing it, which technology wise, when you're thinking of that, right? It typically is a harder thing to do. Small World will lag in certain areas every time, and now you're asking it to pull 3 times the kilobytes.
mm-hmm.
So that might be one that I don't know. It could if it acts that way, it's gonna be one that we don't do anymore. That's critical because you
Yeah.
know, that's a good filler during the day to
Yeah.
do.
Yeah. Well, I will say that um, we have kind of a backup plan when we go to Saturdays, or when we go to Saturday. You will have less of a worry of it breaking the stream. Um, so we might be okay.
Oh, yes. So we can do yeah, let's talk about don't forget, let's talk about that
Okay.
later.
All right.
I
Uh,
shouldn't even say it. I'm gonna forget it. I will forget my thought. I'll say this. So if we have trouble with a ride and and you're just noticing, of course you're gonna give me a little time to come back, but maybe be quicker with the BRB,
mhm.
or if you're sitting there and you're prepared anyway, you come on in studio, talk with everybody for a moment until I'm back.
Yeah. Sure. Sure. We can definitely do that. Um,
Yeah, 86 JB, I just want to say thank you so much, my friend. Oh, I just dropped something. Thank you so much, my friend, for congratulating us on the 17K. We hit 17K last night
yeah.
at the party.
That was amazing. To see that. I was checking the numbers, if you will, of how the stream was going. Once Corey came in and took over, um, then I started, kind of going back into my producer seat. So I'm looking at the stuff behind the scenes, and I was like, "Oh, lot of people are checking in. A lot of people are watching. A lot of people are sticking with us. A lot of people are subscribing." Which are all good indications that they're enjoying something. That's why we ask for you to hit the like button. That's why we ask for you to subscribe if you're new, because it shows us that you're enjoying what you're seeing. Which, by the way, there isn't a dislike button. Um, it doesn't really do anything as far as the creators. Just so all of you are aware, it doesn't really do anything towards the creators. It tells YouTube, I'm not enjoying that. Don't show that to me anymore. So that's what that there for, in case you ever see that. Um, so yeah, once he came in, we saw the picture with the Mickey shorts. We had to go do that. Um, and so we'll be using that in future shows. Maybe that'll be a thumbnail of some sort at some point. So um, that was pretty cool. We
That was
got
fun. We had to do
had to do
that.
it.
We had to do it. And then she surprised me, right? She surprised me with that final pose. Can you
Yeah,
hug each other?
yeah,
All right, he's my bro. I'll give him a hug.
yeah. Hug each other. It's like okay.
That was
Uh,
different.
yeah. Normally they'll if they see two guys, they'll want you to do two guy poses back to back or something like that. But she went for the hug. All right.
Yep.
Uh, so
And I mean, if since we were having that much fun, I almost put my leg around you just for a quick moment. I told you, I'm like, I almost put my leg, why not?
she would
We've
have
gone that far.
she would have loved that. Um, Yeah, and then, so I guess you hadn't eaten. I know I hadn't eaten, actually. I don't think I ate at all that day until then.
No, I went to the like Theo Sam Eagle said in chat, that I came hungry. And I did. I knew that we were going to be seeking a Christmas party meal.
Mhm.
So I came hungry for sure.
Yeah.
So we went to Casey's and we got the holiday hot dog. And what we call that? Like a 4 out of 5. It was or 4.75. So it was solid. It was solid. They just make so many great over there at Casey's with all the concoctions that they throw on, from coleslaw to whatever else,
Mm.
your pulled porks and all that stuff. That's amazing. I just couldn't give it a 5 out of 5, but it's as good as just if you like turkey dinner and you like a Casey's hot dog, go try that if you have the opportunity, because it is a good dog, and the dogs just taste so good. I don't eat hot dogs outside of
Mm.
Casey's at home. I don't grill them at home or anything like that. Not that I'm against them. I just don't think to buy them and do it, but man, Casey's is it. I really like the Casey's stuff, so,
Yeah.
oh, and you got a drink from there? I don't recall what that drink was.
Black currant and mint lemonade. That was good. I would get it again. I wouldn't say it was a 5 out of 5, but, it was good. Non-alcoholic, so anybody
E
could have.
exclusive to the, is it exclusive to the party, or is that one always available?
I believe it's exclusive to the party. I think that's a party exclusive, yeah.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
but
Alright.
we have had black currant somewhere else. Catherine might remember, but I do remember having black currant somewhere else. Oh, there it is. He's got the map.
By my side.
Yeah.
Yes.
Um,
We have to say blast the chat for Purple Pleasure, who says, "Congratulations on 17K." Thank you so much, Purple Pleasure.
thank
Thank
you.
you so much. We appreciate that.
And
Uh, so we
yeah, we went there, started with food. We knew we went into it with a plan. There's a lot of people that will tell you, if you're going to do Disney, if you're going to do Magic Kingdom, if you're going to do Florida, you better have a plan. Now, I'm not one that's going to have a binder this big with all that. If you any of you remember the show, The Middle, that family went to the park, and I think they had tickets for Disneyland, but they went to Disney World. I think that was the whole premise of the show. But anyway, they went with a binder that big. Like, I'm not that organized. I don't need to have every minute of my trip planned. But with a party, you have to go in with a plan, because if you don't, you are going to be very um just off, because you're gonna worry about, I'm missing this, I'm missing that, I'm missing this. So a couple days before the trip, I went and I looked at the schedule and knew, when are the show times, when could we hit certain ones, and being that we've done the Halloween parties, I knew, okay, let's go to the latest show. What's the latest stage show? 11:55. Great, we're gonna end with that. And then I just filled everything, kind of worked it backwards. And so we were able to see both parades. We were able to see um, the stage show. We were able to see the fireworks and even the Frozen holiday surprise. So we got all of that in. And then when the only thing that we didn't hit that was really on my list was Tomorrowland Speedway. So when we saw the timing wasn't going to work out well, then I stayed on Main Street, and Corey went and did Speedway with all of you. Do you remember what did you hear Mannheim or did you hear TSO?
Yeah, that was great. That was a great gesture. Oh, you know what? You'd have to listen back on the stream. I didn't even Maybe I made an observation towards the end of what was playing, but I don't really remember because, as you know, I confuse Mannheim and TSO.
Yeah,
So,
most of us do.
but I was just commenting on the amount of lights that they had and how they interacted. There were moments where they turned all white, then they turned to colors. It's a nice little overlay.
Very.
So, you know, yeah. And then, what did you think of um the Space Mountain one? If I really broke it down, I would probably say there was a little bit of a level of a letdown. I mean, but you know what you know what would have made it really, really good for me. What would have made it really good is it was nice to see the green lights and loved the Christmas music playing. I think just what it was missing was maybe some projections on the ceiling. Like if we could have seen some snow and maybe Christmas balls or Santa going across like the sky, I think that would have been top notch.
Hmm. It
I think it was just missing something like that. I know they have the ability to project, so they could have done that.
so um that's a good point, right? Because you get the lights. The lights are cool. The music is great. I don't know where that music is from, but it's great. I really should like soundhound it or something. See if I can find it. But yeah, I guess there could be a little bit more to it. Um, for the overlay. But I know like Christina does not like that overlay because she wants it to be darker. Well, I mean, the standard is okay, but then for Halloween, where it's pitch black, she loves that. And so she was kind of hoping it was that, but with um, Christmas music. And instead, the lights, she says, takes away from it because you can see the tracks. But it's different. I mean, how many times do you get to do that? So, uh,
Yeah, don't get me wrong, it was fun. It was a lot of fun. I'd do it again, but that would be one little way to improve it. Let me
yeah.
ask you this, because since you mentioned well, it is special that to ride Space Mountain in the complete dark, I guess, is the thing to do. But again, I'm going there with projections. Like maybe they could do something with projections. Why not get some Jack skeleton projections and things like that in the sky in on the ceiling? That'd be pretty cool while still trying to maintain a level of complete darkness.
Yeah.
Just a thought.
And since you mentioned Nightmare Before Christmas, could we get the Haunted Mansion one? I mean,
I
why?
say that all the time. I say it all the time. Oh my, I would just die for that. Um, and you could go catch it out in Disneyland, but due to school schedules, I won't be able to do that for a little bit longer of a time. But
Mm,
maybe that's got to be on my bucket list. I have to see that. Park World Radio plays the audio version of it, and I love it. It's so good and so well done. I wouldn't care if it was permanent, to be honest.
mm.
I just think it's that good.
And so let me bring up something. So 86 was saying he's going to go to the Frozen stage show, fireworks, second parade, and going to skip the final stage show. So the Frozen stage show, I'm going to make this suggestion. Go to the one at 6:15. It's the same show that they play at 8:15 and the party hasn't
Yep.
started till 7. So use that time. Get in there early. You can get if you have a ticket, the party starts at 7. So they allow you though to get in at 4. So Corey and I are annual pass holders. We could get there 11 o'clock in the morning if we wanted to. Now I didn't. I didn't get in until after 4, which was not good because then you're coming in with the big crowd. But what they still leave a couple turnstiles open, scan points open for you for the day guest over on the side. So I just went in as a day guest and just scanned in that way because I'm an annual pass holder. But anyway, you can get into the park starting at 4 o'clock, even with just the party ticket. Go see the 6:15 show uh, because the party hasn't officially started. Also, when we did People Mover before 7 o'clock, the Space Mountain overlay was already running. So they started that between 6 and 7. So we could have, if Corey had been there, we could have done Space Mountain before the official party and then not had to use the party time in order to do Space Mountain. So look for those little ways to save yourself 20 minutes here, 15 minutes there. Certainly will add up. So I would say don't. I would say come in early, do the 6:15 show, the Frozen show at 6:15.
Yeah, so we could break this down because it looks like Shirley has has some thoughts. Let's take her to Disney 101. Let's see. And she said her plan is first stage show, first parade, and fireworks. Comment on that.
Um, personally, I'm not a fan of the first stage show. The reason why is everybody else is a fan of the first stage show. So you'll be fighting for a spot similar to trying to be in the hub for the fireworks. So I would go, even if you went to the second stage show, it's going to be a little bit less crowded. But certainly the longer you wait, so if you wait till the 11:55 show, Corey and I we really could have, made our way up to the stage and been like right up on the stage.
Touch
Uh,
the stage.
yeah,
Yeah.
but we were, if you really said it, I guess we were 4 rows back, you know, and it's not even like we got there and started kind of milling our way through. No, just kind of got there and stayed there. So, um, if you can stay for the whole party, I would absolutely say wait for the very last show. We do it at Halloween, we do it at Christmas time. Certainly worth it that way. I can't remember with Jollywood Nights. I feel like we did something right at the very end too, but I can't remember.
I feel like we did too. Um, but yes, if you plan on staying till the end, I don't see any other reason why you wouldn't save that stage show for last because there's nothing else going on
Hmm.
when that starts. You're not missing out on anything party wise because the
That's
party's done, but the stage show begins.
that's right.
So yeah, I can't justify that in any other way unless you plan on leaving early. So yeah,
Yep.
so she's gonna first stage show, first parade. Well, if you only plan on seeing one parade, you know what? Even then, I would save it for the second one because it's typically less busy for the second parade. But I felt like it was pretty busy for the second parade this time around, like equally almost. What, you think it was equal?
Maybe not equal, but it was really, really close. I was not expecting that many people for the second parade. And it's not like we were in typical LID fashion and got there right at the last second because we were doing 3 other things. Like we got there pretty early on and it was still very, very busy. So um another tip, if you don't mind not seeing it in the hub or Main Street, go watch it in Frontierland. Go watch the parade in Liberty Square because it will be much quieter there because everybody immediately thinks to go to the hub and Main Street without watching it in Frontierland or Liberty Square. Think about this also. It starts in Frontierland, which also means that it's going to end probably before it even gets to Main Street. So
It's a
then
time saver.
you are then on other rides way before everybody else is. So try to do that if you can. I know about wanting to see it on Main Street, and that's why we did the second one on Main Street. But you just got to be prepared if you're going to watch it on Main Street. Either get there early, don't get there 2 hours early, like I saw some people yesterday. Don't don't spend that. Here's my tips for the party. Don't spend 2 hours waiting for a spot on Main Street, and do not book a sit down dinner during that party. I saw so many people doing that and so many people online talking about that. You are spending a lot of money on that park ticket for that party. It's $170, $180, $199. Don't then say, I'm going to go to Cinderella's Royal Table because now you're at another $80 per person to go sit down and miss at least 90 minutes of the party. I just wouldn't do it. It's just me.
I just feel like with the limited time of these parties that every second counts.
Yeah.
Every second counts. I feel like now that I mean, we've done this before, but now that we just did the Halloween party and then a short time later doing the Christmas party, there is a little bit more time for the Christmas party, I feel like, for some downtime or not feeling like you have to rush as much. I think there's more to do for Halloween. So even there more than ever than compared to Christmas, I guess. Every second counts. And I felt like every second counted last night too. Like we don't sit around for those parties. You really want to maximize it. And before you do the party, go in and ask yourself what's important to you because I can't say you need to do this, unless I really know what you want to do. Like if characters are important to you, okay, we're going to sacrifice something. Are we sacrificing a parade? Are we sacrificing um, rides? Because something has to give. You
Yeah.
can't do everything, but you can do most. So got to ask yourself what's important to you the
Yeah.
most. And for me, it's always about both parades. It's always about the fireworks. It's always about uh what else? The overlays if you can get on them.
Hmm.
I don't think of any other rides that are not special. That's not even in the plans
Yeah.
unless there's open time, you know? And I'm not sad about it. Yeah, I'm like, nope, we're here for all of this.
Hmm.
If there's a moment where we're like, well, we got a little time to kill, sure, let's go on such and such. But it's not in my plans.
Yeah. Um, I'll also say this: if you plan on getting there early, I also would not plan on being there to walk in at 4 o'clock unless you have that time during the day to waste, because you will be standing in a crowd for about 45 minutes to try and get in if you're trying to get in at 4 o'clock. So I'd probably just show up at 4:45, and then maybe you're waiting 15 minutes to get in.
Oh, that makes sense. I didn't even think about it. I'll tell you this though. I showed up at 7 at the scan
Hmm.
stations or whatever, and there was nobody. Nobody. I was the only one walking up, and I was shocked by that. I thought being 7 o'clock, I was like, "Oh, lines are gonna be 25 people deep, 20 lines, 25 people deep." There was nobody there,
Yeah.
which
So,
was, I thought, weird.
well, I guess enough people are reading that they know they're doing enough planning that they know they can get into the party starting at 4. So even if you show up late and you show up at 5, you're still 2 hours ahead of when the party starts. So that's when you might want to go do your Big Thunder Mountain and, Tron and that kind of stuff that's, you know, a regular ride.
You know what I just thought of too? I just thought of this. Uh, Disney, I feel like, never makes a move by accident or anything like that. I think that you're allowed in at 4 to, reduce the crowds coming in, because if the party started at 7 and that's when you were allowed in, it would be a madhouse. You
Mm,
wouldn't get that final person into the park for an hour and a half or an hour. It would not be good, so I can see now why they do that. Let's have people start to trickle in to reduce any big crowds.
yeah. Nanny, I went on Monday to Magic about 3:30, and the line, the area, they already had what they do is they separate. Day guests get like 3 scan points, and the rest of the area is for events. Like even at if you're at TTC, it tells you to take the ferry in for the event. Why? The monorail goes to the same place. Well, the difference is when you get off, the event area is over to where the ferry is. It's closer to the ferry, so they would rather you take the ferry in. So anyway, I got there about that time, 3:30, and it was insane. The amount of people over there already, it was absolutely insane. So I don't know. I again, I would say probably 5 maybe get there 4:30 and try and then you're waiting, but you're that crowd is already being ushered in for a half hour. So I wouldn't go to be there at 4 unless you're an annual pass holder and can go in early. So just just think about that.
So Nanny Pooh Bear earlier in chat was talking about, what's the best way? How do I plan for this? And I like what 86JB said. He said, just simply watch the stream from last night. We do have people that tell us, hey, I know exactly what I need to do and how to do it now because we watched, your stream. Um, you can also obtain online. You can just kind of Google, but make sure that you get the proper year. You can
Yeah.
Google this this pamphlet, this
Mhm.
brochure, the how-to guide or whatever, or just the guide, and you can see it online too, so that you can kind of look at things too, look at the map and plan exactly what you want to do. There's nothing wrong with it. Even Lawrence, had on his phone, he had everything listed. Times there it is, the show times, the rides that we could possibly do, so that we could look at it and just know I'm a planner and you need to plan Disney. And almost more so than your a regular park day, you got to plan a little bit more for these parties because you want to make sure you get to do what you want to do. I thought we ran out of time a little bit for cookies. I did want to hit every cookie station. There were only 5. Uh, and it really wasn't from me. It was Tammy put some extreme pressure on me to bring me home some cookies, she said. So I was trying to get as many cookies in my pocket as I could. Uh, but I only brought home 2 flavors. So there was that. Um, but that's okay. That's okay. We did, this is the thing. I guess we're a little bit back to the snack portion of what they're offering. Um, I feel better about it today than I did last night. I think the hot dog, kind of filled me up, and I was thinking, well, definitely need a Starbucks for the ride home. So I really wasn't turned on by the shakes at
Mhm.
all. But today, the shakes sound phenomenal. Um, I just feel like I didn't want that last night, which is weird. A lot of shakes offered for this one. And I feel like I wasn't impressed by the other stuff that was offered. I like to try things that have great presentation and some interesting flavors, and I didn't think I could find that for the stream
Mm.
last night. So, I was like, "Well, we'll get the whoopie pie."
Well,
I
I
thought maybe Halloween offered some better interesting things.
I don't wanna say I'm a picky eater. I don't think I'm a picky eater. I think I'm a plain eater. So, like, even the hot dog that we got, the holiday dinner hot dog, is supposed to be like a holiday dinner. It's got turkey and gravy and cranberry sauce and fried onions. And I couldn't mobile order it because I did not want fried onions or cranberry sauce on it. And the turkey, the gravy, I was like, oh my God, they're going to put gravy on it. But when I saw it, it was just on the turkey itself. So I was fine with it. I thought it was great taste. But because of that, because I'm a kind of a plain eater, some of those desserts did not call out to me at all. And like if Corey wanted to do them, maybe I would have taken a little bite of it, but no, I wouldn't have. Nothing else really called out to me.
There was a moment in Tomorrowland towards the end of the night where we were sitting at the table at lunching pad, and you got a call from the girls, and I was literally it could be the most dumbfounded moment in the history of living in Diz and a live stream when it comes to deciding on food. I was like, um, I was like, I don't really see something that's jumping off the page. I'm sorry, everyone. I don't see it. Um, and it wasn't that part that wasn't helped. It wasn't helping the situation was they have a nice section Disney Experience app for this guide, but they didn't have stuff was going to be. Shirley Renee says she's going to get all the cookies. Okay, can you please bring? She's so good. Watch this. She'll do it too. Can you bring Tammy some extra
That's
cookies?
That's
She
awesome.
would like that. Yes. So have we covered everything for your trip and for the party? I think we got some good party discussion in
Yeah,
as well.
I like to give tips and tricks and help people out to just have a good time. I'm actually going to post Nanny Pooh Bear, if you will leave a comment on this episode after the show, I will reply and post the times that we did the shows and the fireworks and all that. Maybe that is helpful to you. But again, go to find the guide, or you can just go to Disney's website and they will have all the show times and everything there. That's how I built what we were going to do right off of that. So just try to do that. Just going with a little bit of a plan. Don't over plan. I'm not an over planner, but just have a little bit of something ready. So yeah, let's talk about the next few weeks coming up on the show. As we head into the season finale of season 2, which is crazy to me. Crazy to me. I can't believe that we are finishing season 2 here, but it's been rolling right along. So as we look at the next few weeks here, we'll be talking about Disney Vacation Club. We'll have some discussion about that. The Disney College Program, Viewer Week, where you will have the option of joining this show. And so what we're going to do with that show, that's going to be our Thanksgiving week show, and we're going to talk about everything that we're grateful for. And one of the biggest things we're grateful for is all of you that watch. And so during the show, you'll actually have a link to a Zoom during the show so that you can all chat and actually talk and see each other. So we'll be doing that for that week, and then we'll be pulling some of you out of the Zoom room and into the show to talk about what you're grateful for and what you're looking forward to this holiday season. So we'll be doing that. But next week, we are going to have a guest on the show, and I have heard this person referred to as the godfather of Disney YouTube community. Pete McDevitt is going to be joining us to talk about his love of Disney, why he does what he does for the Disney community or the Disney YouTube community. He is out there talking to every creator, finding great guests. He's got Imagineers, former Imagineers, family of Imagineers that come on the show, artists, other influencers. So we're going to be talking to him about him and his channel and everything that he does for this community. So make sure to tune into that. I'm really excited about that, and I've had the honor of becoming friends with Pete over the last couple weeks, and got to meet him in the parks on Sunday in person. He was one of the other Disney YouTube creators that I met. So yeah, be sure to tune into to that. Have you met Pete? Yeah, you've met Pete. Corey.
Me?
Yeah.
You're asking me that?
Yeah. I was like, yeah,
You're asking me that. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
A million times. A million times. Pete is part of the trivia question of who did I ride Smuggler's Run with on opening day of Galaxy's Edge.
Oh, I didn't know.
And he was one of them.
That group. Wow. Very cool.
Yeah.
Pete's
Matter of fact, the reason why I did it with everyone else was because Pete invited me along.
Oh, okay. Very cool. So I'm actually going to put the link to his show. He'll be going live with his Disney Talk, Disney Insomniacs live show tonight, where him and his co-host really chat. And that's a late show. Starts at 10:45. So those of us that are up late, like myself, um, that works out pretty well to give you some more Disney um, magic. So I'll put that in the chat. Be sure to head over there, give it a like, give it a listen, see what they're all talking about there. So
Blend of luxury, comfort, and convenience with Disney World in your backyard. Victor Naraki is a licensed realtor with Vision Home Real Estate LLC, and he is here to help you find the home of your dreams. With over 13 years of experience in the Disney area home market and a proven track record of success, Victor is the perfect partner to guide you through every step of the home buying process. So why wait? Visit celebratingflorida.com today to learn more about Victor's exclusive range of properties and schedule a viewing with Victor. Your dream home is just a click away. And if you're thinking about staying off of Disney property in an upcoming trip, uh, we have the place for you. It is a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom townhome in Windsor Hills Resort, just 6 minutes from the magic of Walt Disney World. This modern, tastefully decorated home comfortably accommodates up to 7 guests, offering plenty of open space for relaxation and entertainment. Enjoy the private backyard pool. It actually has a Mickey on the floor and it lights up all kinds of fun colors. Fully equipped kitchen and in home amenities like high speed Wi Fi and cable TV. Windsor Hills Resort also offers a plethora of amenities for guests, including a water park, fitness center, and game room, and more. Whether you're seeking a tranquil escape or an action packed adventure, Disney Adventure Home is the perfect base for your magical Orlando getaway. And you can see all of the information in both of the links for Victor and for Disney Adventure Home, starting as low as $149 or $45 a night. So it's a no-brainer. 6 minutes from Disney.
love it, love it. I love the video, the vlog that you did on that, showing everything that had to offer. That's a really cool house. I like a themed house, so I like that.
It's a lot of fun, and they even had like a high chair and things like that.
Perfect. Do they have extra linens? No, just kidding.
Extra linens that we can steal.
Um,
Maybe.
maybe.
I mean, if you think about it, how many 3 bedrooms I said, right? I mean, maybe a smaller trip could be something. Could be something to do with you and the fam sometime.
Yeah, I have to talk to Catherine and the family and see what we're doing. Jay mentioned wanting to go for his birthday again, so maybe that's a New Year's into Jay's birthday trip again. So we'll let you know. We'll let you know. I can
Yes, sir.
the Disney blues hit me hard this morning. I was like, I don't want to leave. How can I stay?
Yep. Yep.
So
I can imagine. I used to feel that.
yeah, yeah,
I used to feel it.
yeah. So well, certainly appreciate everybody tuning in tonight and all day yesterday. That was a absolute fun stream to do, um, and allowing me to play your host for a couple hours was really cool. So thank you. This
Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you. Thank you.
this Saturday we'll be doing something different on the stream. We're going to Hollywood Studios, or Corey is taking us along to Hollywood Studios with Tammy and Jacob. Whatever time they are going to start, he's going to let me know. And 15 minutes before that, we're going to do a little pre-show. So I'll be here in the production studio, and we're just going to chat, similar to how I asked you all to, if you have questions, put them in the chat. We'll do kind of the same thing. We'll talk about any Disney news that's come up in the last little bit, last couple days between today and Saturday, I guess. And we'll just have a little bit of fun to kind of get you amped up for the stream. And maybe I won't wear button downs for that, right? Because that's the DIZPod thing. So maybe I'll have a Disney.
Yes. Yep. Not allowed. Tank
Yeah.
tops, maybe.
Yeah.
Tank tops.
They
That's
don't-
what we need.
They don't have Disney tank tops. Sorry, I know they do, but I'm saying they don't. They don't.
I think living in Diz, on the Living Diz shop has, some tank tops. One time I thought I was cool and I got a tank top, and boy, did Tammy have fun making fun of me. Oh boy, I've never been shamed so much. I think it's because you need a chest for that.
What about basketball jerseys? Same thing, right? To me, basketball jerseys, it's the same thing. Just can't I can't pull that off. Just
I cannot pull off a basketball jersey either. I got to put like a t-shirt under it. It's not good.
yeah,
It's not a good look.
yeah, not gonna happen. So no, you will not be getting any any muscle shirts from me. We'll figure it out. I need a DIZPod hat. We got to work on that. I know we had talked about that earlier on when you first.
Maybe we could talk about it. The stores that we come out of, I'm not happy with what we see there. So
Yeah,
maybe we have to search for something.
yeah, sounds good.
All right, very good.
Thank you all for tuning in. We will see you Saturday afternoon on Living in Diz. And if you haven't hit the like button, hit the like button on the way out. If you're new here, subscribe. Don't forget we have 3 channels, Living in Diz. The DIZPod has its own channel, and you also have Magical Strolls for all of your 4K walkthrough needs.
Yes, and we'll be in 4K again, as always. 4K all the time. So for now, everyone, we love you all. Thank you so much for supporting us in any way that you do. And in the meantime, we're just a couple of bros talking Disney.
We'll see you Saturday.
Saturdays it is.